So here we arrive at activity 7, which is basically testing. We have to provide evidence of form level testing that proves. So this is the first testing that we do. A record will not save in the donor table without the donor's name. Let's go to our form, open that in form view. Let's say we don't type there anything, but we type an email address. So let's say donordavid@gmail.com. We haven't entered a surname, so we say save record and we get this. Now we take the snipping tool, and that's the screenshot. We will be given a template. Let's find that template. It's activity 7 template. There's an activity 7 template. You can see here activity 7. This will be given to you. We need that screenshot here. Let's just paste it, and here the expected result is error message appears when surname is missing. The test data type is wrong when we do a mistake, so we type an R. Basically what we've done is we entered email address but not surname. We got that mistake, so let's correct this. Check for spelling mistakes. This is test number 1. It's wrong data. Basically it's wrong when you don't put something there. It's not extreme and it's not normal. Take care of your screenshot as well. It's too big for the field that they've got here. You can make it a little bit smaller. You don't need to say anything here. Okay, let's move on to test number 2. Let's have a look at what that is. It says a record will not save in the donor table without a donor's email address. Okay, so this is the opposite. It's very simple. It's a similar screenshot. Press escape or restart the form. Yeah, so we need to go to a new record. We enter a surname. You put any surname you want there. You can put Ahmed. You can put anything you want. Just don't put the donor email address, because that's the test that we're doing. We say save record. You get a message again. Yeah, screenshot new. That's good enough. It's identical with the one above, so it's wrong. And we say entered surname but no email address. Copy. Error message appears when surname is missing, asking for surname and email address. And in fact it's better to fully explain what error message will appear, so we can copy that, we can paste it here as well, so the same thing. And here we paste a screenshot. Oops, so we need, it seems that I've been copying too much. We should have added the screenshot straight away, so let's do it again and paste the screenshot, and we resize it to fit in the column. Remember that it's clear now, and we go to test number 3. A record will save in the donor table if the donor's details are present and valid. We need a screenshot proving that a new donor is entered and that record shows in the donor table. We have to take a before and after screenshot. Let's go to our database. Here we have the table donor. Let's open it and we go to the last record, and here we can take a screenshot showing the last record with the snipping tool. We have up to number 50 is the last one showing there, and we paste that there, make it a little bit smaller to fit inside the table. So then we need a screenshot of the form as it is, so it's showing as new record. Use your common sense for these. Sometimes we might miss a few of these before and after screenshot. Just do it as best as you can in order to get the points you need. So after you put the normal form, enter a donor surname. So for instance, let's say Ford, and here we can say anything, aford@gmail.com. Press that. Take a screenshot of this, add it to the template, resize it, and take another screenshot, say OK to it, close it, and go to the donor table, go to the very end and see here you have for don't panic because you see 69 after 50 or stuff like that. We've done this many times and we've deleted records. You're not going to lose any marks for this. That 69th donor is fine. You don't need a huge screenshot. Just show a few of the other donors as well and take a screenshot. And we go back here and we add it. We need to explain all this. It's test number 3. A donor ID is automatically added with an auto number. Basically, I'm writing in the wrong area here. This is where we mark type of test, which is normal. This needs to move here. This is where we type N. A donor is automatically added with an auto number. We input surname Ford and email dford@gmail.com. So here, let's see what the hell expected results. What's expected that we need to say about this new record. A new record is automatically generated for a new donor. A save message appears and the record is saved in the donor table. That is this screenshot here, yeah, where it shows the new record. So we move on to test number 4. Test number 4 asks us today's date will be automatically assigned as the donation date. So here is where we need the other form. We need the donation form. We open it. It is true that today's date appears automatically there. Today is the 8th of November, the date that I'm testing this. So we take the snipping tool, new, and we add that in the template, in the screenshot area. We resize it. This is normal. There's nothing wrong here or extreme. It's just normal data. We say that, we explain that by saying that here is the column where we say test data. The date appears automatically, and we can say what data that is. It's the 08/11/2020, and here we say the expected result, which is basically a copy of this. So here we can say the date that appears automatically is, and this is the expected result. The date appears automatically. It does. We show it here and we don't need to say anything here. Let's move on to test number 5. A donor can be selected and their current status and total donations automatically shown. We choose a donor, so there we have the new donor. We have to show that we can select the donor. Let's just take a screenshot of this. We need the print screen tool here. So I'm using the key that is labeled as PRT capital SC. I clicked on that. I go to the template, I paste it, and here I can go to picture tools and crop it. It's not resizing yet. Be careful, you're not resizing, you're trying to crop it. You can make it a little bit bigger. And we need another screenshot showing that actually the one that we selected, which is Ireland. So we select the donor, Ireland. Give that screenshot as well, because anyway, let's go back to the requirements. Is a donor can be selected and the current status and total donations automatically shown. Yeah, so basically when we go to the form, the current total donations show and he has been selected and his current status shows as well. So that's a good enough screenshot. So we need a lot of common sense for these screenshots because they're not described to us in a lot of detail. Let's just put that there. It is test number 5. What we need to explain here is that the test type is data, is normal again. There's nothing extreme or wrong about this. So basically donor new record appears automatically. The date is 08/11/2020. Donor ID selected is 4. Donor name is Ireland, and once we select it, we're expected to see the current status and the current donations, which is platinum. So old status is gold, platinum, and current donations is 157, and that's basically it. So we move on to test number 6, the last test. After the donation amount is input and the update button is clicked, the total donations and status will update to show changes. We can copy this as well, that's another trick, and basically paste them in here. Paste them like this. So we right click and always select that takes away the formatting, and we can base everything we say on this. We want to take a screenshot of one of these selected. In our case we have Irish anyway, ID number 4. So we put a donation amount of, let's say, £25. We update the record, and 25 plus 157 equals £182. The thing is that we haven't formatted this in currencies, and that's maybe worth doing before we test our database anyway. If we have time, if we don't have time, we have to hurry up, so we do the best that we can. Here that is correct. Let's say get the snipping tool. So we're assuming that this is all correct now. The calculations are correct, but it doesn't show its currency, but that's something that we had to do earlier. Let's go and paste that here, resize it, and this is test number 6. The data is normal, so we type N there. Let's move that a little bit down. We can copy all of this and paste it again down here. Donor new record appears automatically. It's not the donor new record that appears automatically, it's the donation, yeah? So we have to correct that. Donation, it seems that we have to correct it up here as well. Donation, because we're talking about the donation ID here, yeah? Not the donor ID, so be careful. ID, so that's how we do mistakes in this thing. Donation new record appears automatically. The date is, it appears automatically as well. The donor ID selected is 4, donor name is Ireland. We are expected to see current status platinum. We are expected to see donation amount entry is £25, and then the total donation we're expected to see as 182. Status, we're expected to see it as platinum. And it's good if we add here that we are adding a new donation of £25 donation amount. We add that here as well, donation, and we're expected to see this, and that is what happens. We can delete all these. So that's test number 6, normal data, nothing unusual about that. The donation new record appears automatically. The date is automatically, let's say, input as 08. The donor's ID selected is 4. The donor name is Ireland. Donations amount is 25. That's the inputs that we enter. So that's the column that, see, it says test data. So this concludes the testing that we have done so far. Remember, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns to fill in. Try to ignore this. Try to get it right in the first place anyway. Learn to distinguish between wrong and normal data. Another thing is, if you're putting extreme data as well, just to bear this in mind, this is coming from the examiner. Even the extreme ones, you can label them as wrong if you're confused, yeah? So there is normal data when the data is actually correct, and wrong data, if it's extreme or wrong, you can just type R, so you don't need to put X. But if you know how to distinguish between extreme and wrong data, put the X. So here we say the test data that we're using. So in this case, we entered the email address and expected results. We're expecting an error message to appear in this one. And move on to the next task.